Good afternoon everyone, welcome to Gendera. I'm Geraldine and my turmeric is exploding out of my aquaponics. It's actually literally pushing up all of the gravel. I did do a video on this a while ago when I actually did the wood chips in the bathtubs. So that was a while ago now. It's just been so unwell. And I'm still not feeling great. I've just watered and fed one of our chickens and moved the coop and I'm wrecked. But I need to do something with this because it's dumping clay balls everywhere. And I need to harvest my turmeric. So I'm going to start fluffing around with that and pulling little bits out. The other thing too is we're in winter and the turmeric is creating shade on the container house. I don't want shade on the container house now. I wanted shade on the container house during summer. We are now in winter. I want every ounce of sunlight that I can to go on to the container house, which means we also need to move the shade cloth over the top. But I can't do that at the moment, but I can start working a little bit on this, although I really should be getting some study done. I think I need to be outside in the fresh windy air. As you can see, it's a bit windy today, but I've got my jumper on, I can't, but I know a guy, hoodie on. It's one of my designs. I'm staying nice and warm, but I really do need to harvest this turmeric. It's flowered, it's starting to die off, which is normal for this time of year. I'm hoping that the ginger doesn't die off, because I'm really hoping for it to get bigger. It hasn't done much this year, but I haven't looked after this much at all. I've just been so unwell. And that's probably one really big thing when you're trying to live a more sustainable life. Make sure that whatever you do is sustainable and put in checks and balances for times when you're not well. And I tried to do that, I just haven't put enough in. But I'm going to see what I can get done and get some of this turmeric harvested and see how much is actually there, because that's a heap of turmeric in there. And all it started was from one little tiny bit of turmeric. I'll see if I can find the video that I actually planted this all in, but I'll leave that up there if I find it. But I'm going to start seeing what I can do with this lot. I'm not going to get it all done. This is probably going to take me a few days, if not a week or two, and I'll possibly get some help. But I'm going to start doing what I can do and go from there. Now, I haven't made too much progress yet, but I've discovered a few things. Trying to empty it straight into that bucket's not a good plan, so I've got a little bucket to do it into. I've got a bucket to put the turmeric in, and I decided to bring the trolley to bring all the turmeric tops in. So that way it's going to make it easier to give it to the goats, and I'm sure they're going to love it. But I haven't made much progress yet, but soon. Stay tuned. Okay, I've got that done. And look at all that. Look at all that lovely turmeric. There is just huge amounts of turmeric in here. And it's all just pushing up out of the gravel. But this is why this needs to be done. Aside from the fact that it's time to harvest, this grow bed is not cycling. And what's supposed to happen is water goes in all of the time, and then when it gets to a specific height determined by the bell siphon, which is in there, the siphon is supposed to start and then it's supposed to rapidly drain the bed. That's not happening. And it's probably because there are roots blocking up the siphon. So, but I'm making progress. There's sun getting onto the container house again. And honestly, even if that's all I get done today, I've made a big, huge difference to the livability of the container house, because it gets quite cool in there. Thankfully, we have a reverse cycle air conditioner, so I can put it on 18 degrees, and that just helps to take the edge off, and makes it a little bit less colder there. But I mean, honestly, we don't get snow here, so we're not getting below zero. We might get down to 2 degrees, maybe -2 on a really cold day, but the more sun I can get on the container house at this time of day, the better. So I can, because the container house warms up nice and quickly and then it cools down slowly. So the more heat I can store in there during the day, the better off I am. So anyway, back to harvesting turmeric. There's going to be heaps in here. A couple of kilos or 2, 3, 4 maybe. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting that all weighed up and seeing how much I actually have grown. Well, I've made some significant progress, but the bed is still not draining, and that root mass is huge. I've harvested a huge amount of turmeric, and there's a lot of sludge as well. So it's just been in water for too long. Sorry, that's not focusing. That's better. See, the turmeric does not like wet feet. It likes soggy ground. It doesn't like waterlogged ground. And unfortunately, because it's not draining properly, the turmeric roots are sitting in water most of the time. As you can see though, there is a lot of turmeric here, and it's absolutely amazing. I love the fact that I haven't been able to get out here and do anything, but it's still kept growing. I just love that. That's my garden at work when I can't. So lots of little bits that are broken off, and I could use them to actually grow more next summer and spring. So I might do that. I'm running out of light though, which means it's starting to cool off, which means I need to really get inside. Not good for me to be out here when I'm still recovering from a nasty virus. Well, actually the boys have had the really nasty virus. I've just had a constant not feeling well. But I can't do this one-handed. But I'm going to have to go in very shortly. The sun is down. Or if it's not down, it's behind clouds, so I'm not getting any sunlight. Which is not fun. It's starting to cool off. I'm thinking I might need to get a garden fork in here or something, just to try and pry up underneath some of these roots, because they're so thick and matted together. This would be impossible to harvest out of the ground. It's done very, very well. And the aquaponics is an excellent place to grow turmeric, except for when it decides to not drain properly. So that's turned to mush. I really needed to have gotten into this months and months and months ago. I should have pulled this out last winter. But I didn't. It's just really, really hard going. You know, got a bug. It's always interesting. Not sure what type of bug it is. Gone now. Good. But I really don't want to call it a night. I want to keep going. I'm my own worst enemy, and it's not focusing properly. But yeah, I can do this one-handed. The only thing my hand's really doing is helping to stabilise me. And at the moment I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to hit pause on the video because I've got wet hands. See, it's really, really solid in here. And the clay balls are just... And the cold water is not helping, so that's making it quite hard on my hands. But there's lots of roots, lots and lots of roots. So not just the tuber, but actually lots of roots. And some deep colouring in some of this turmeric. My hands are going an interesting shade of yellow. Some of it's quite light, but the majority of it so yeah, I think I might give that to the chickens. I don't think I mean, there's probably fine, and the nutrition in that is probably amazing, but I've got heaps of turmeric here. I'm not hunting for good stuff because, well, I am. I'm not having trouble finding good stuff, I should say. So there's heaps of really nice turmeric. I mean, that's an awesome root of turmeric. I'd hate to think about how much you'd pay for that in the shops. It'd be astronomical. Fresh, organically grown turmeric. Can't get it as good as you can in the aquaponics. It just grows fantastically. Ginger normally does too, but I think maybe the turmeric was taking all the nutrients and the ginger in the other beds missed out. I'm not sure. But I'm definitely not planting it that close to the bell siphon again. That was a massive mistake. So yeah, even when I get the siphon going, which it will start sometimes, it's not draining the whole bed. So these roots are stopping the water from here going to there. So I need to get this sorted. But I'm probably going to have to work on it later in the week, because I don't think I've even got half of it done. No, and I don't think I have. I'm getting close to half. There's a lot of turmeric. But that's basically the update for today. I think I'm going to call it a quits. Although, knowing me, I'll probably stay here and dig around a bit longer. But I'll let you guys go. Thanks for keeping me company. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing the video around. Thank you for liking the video. Thank you for all your comments. I really appreciate it. I'd love to hear what you do with turmeric. I have thoughts of dehydrating it and grounding it into powder, or potentially mincing it and storing it in the freezer. I'm thinking the powder might be the better option. But yeah, let me know. What would you do if you had this much turmeric? I certainly need it for the anti-inflammatory properties that it produces. And I'll probably make some teas and all that sort of thing. But I'd love to hear in the comments what you do with turmeric. So bless you. Have a great one. Remember, you're either green and growing, like my aquaponics, or you're ripe and rotting, like some of that mushy turmeric. Yuck. Have a great one. Bless you. For anyone that's decided to hang around because I thought I wasn't going to go back inside, you were right. I've got to eat more turmeric, and I am going inside now. It's just gotten too cold, and this thing's still not draining. There's just a heap of roots that are blocking up all the holes, which is making it so that it's not running properly. But I'm done for tonight. I've made a huge dent, and I'm really happy with the progress. I think I'm going to have to basically empty out the entire bed of gravel, which is going to be a massive, massive job. And I will need a shovel. And I'll need some way of draining it. So I'll probably set up probably the mesh there and put some shade cloth over it, and put the clay balls onto that to drain it out, and then stick it into a bucket. But I'm going to need more than that little bucket, because that's like 6 bags, I think, of the clay balls. But yeah, anyway, that's the update for today. That's my turmeric harvest so far. That's a massive amount of turmeric. No idea how much it's going to weigh. It's going to be a while before I get it weighed up. But I hope you're all doing well, and I'll catch you in the comments section. Bless you.